Okay, y'all come on in. We are getting ready. We are going live. If you are joining us live, come on in. We'll wait. We will wait for y'all to trickle in. I'm trying to share this live. Join in. We need y'all to join in wherever you are. Share it with your girlfriend. Share it with your sisters. I have my sister on tonight, and I am so excited. Again, welcome y'all tonight for joining us on Girl, You Can Do It Too. And as y'all are trickling in and we're waiting for people to come in, I'm just want to thank all of the supporters who joined us on our first session with Alani Smith. We had so much great feedback, and I'm just so excited about this platform and what it's going to do for everyone that it touches. And so I'm excited about this second installment tonight of Girl, You Can Do It Too with my best friend, Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith, BSN, RN. Yes. If you are watching live now, can y'all put some hand claps in the comments for my girl, Sarah?
Hi, everybody. You gonna make me blush. Stop.
I'm just delighted to have Sarah here. Sarah is just a pillar in my life. She has been a confidant for me. She's my soulmate, my sister. We've been friends for over 20 years.
Since kindergarten.
In Brooklyn, New York. And our story is just so interesting because we grew up together in New York. And I remember Sarah telling me, I think we were in elementary school.
We were in sixth grade.
Yeah. So middle school. I guess that would be middle school. Yeah. Sarah was like, girl, I'm moving to Georgia. And I'm like, what? Oh, no. Yeah. Don't leave. And Sarah moved to Georgia. And then a couple months later, my family moved to Georgia. And so when I got there, I called Sarah. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in Georgia. Like, do you know what school you go to? Do you know what county you live in? We were young, so we didn't really know.
We were both, and we ended up both living in the same city and going to the same middle school. Middle school, high school, everything. So we have never left each other's side since kindergarten, basically.
Never. And that tells you how just God ordained our relationship.
Divine, yes.
Is for life. And so, just with this platform, I reached out to Sarah because Sarah is just a phenomenal woman. And her journey is just so inspiring. And I just invited her here to talk to the young women, the old women, whoever's on, the young man, whoever, just talk about her journey to becoming a registered nurse. So Sarah was born in New York City, as we mentioned earlier. She has her bachelor's in public health. Yes, I have a bio, of course. She got her bachelor's in public health from the Kennesaw State University, and she got her BSN from Chamberlain University, and she's now a registered nurse saving lives every single day. And so we want to give hand claps to our essential worker, Sarah, who is constantly just saving people's lives today. So I just want her to talk, and we're going to ask all these questions. Feel free, if you have questions, share it in your comments, and let's just see where this goes. So Sarah, I just want you to just talk about your journey a bit and the path that you're currently on. But how did you get to becoming a registered nurse for the people who don't know what that looks like?
Wow, Shekinah, I feel like I don't even deserve this bio. I don't feel like I don't even live up to the hype, but thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate you, who you are and what you are in my life. Like I said, we haven't left each other's side since kindergarten, and we've just been growing together, and it's been a phenomenal journey with you. So thank you. So I went to Kennesaw State back in 2011. I initially went to become a nurse. So I was interested in being a nurse, and that was going to be it. I was 18, 19 years old, like on the nursing track at school. And then like eventually I started doing all these science classes and stuff like that. And I was just like, ooh, this is a little difficult. And I don't want to be wiping butt my whole life. This is not what I'm putting here for. So I decided to switch my track to public health because I'm passionate about health equity and everything I do. I'm just passionate about health and health equality. And public health was going to allow me to do that. So I went and got my degree in public health at Kennesaw State. So I graduated and I got my first big girl job. And then I got my first big girl job. I'm sorry. I got my first big girl job at an EMR company. So I was working in informatics and public health, and it was really a cool lane for me. So at the time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was working, so I didn't know if I wanted to get my master's in public health or health informatics. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And literally on a whim, I applied to nursing school. I was like, let me just try it. Because I feel like I love the public health aspect, but I also felt like a clinical background would be so beneficial in helping other people. Because it's great to have that knowledge on how to reach people, but it's also better to have the technical knowledge on how to help people, right? So let's say on a Tuesday, I applied to Chamberlain, and I'm still working at the EMR company. And Thursday, I go into the office really early, sitting in a training course, and everybody next to me, all of our emails start going off. And we get an email saying that our company has downsized and our position, our entire department has been outsourced.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, like I just graduated, I just got this job. Like, what's going on? I was like, but it was so weird because I was so calm. Like, if you asked my mom when I came home and told her that day, she was like, you don't seem upset. And I was like, I don't know, I'm okay with it. Yeah. Literally a week to the day of getting that news, I found out that I was accepted into Chamberlain for nursing program. So I felt like, you know, when something is just for you, it is supposed to be for you. Like you'll never evade your fate or your destiny or what God has planned for you. It's always going to be for you.
Yeah, like it's ordained. Like I think just with just the process of you going through that, it just shows like nothing can stop you from fulfilling like whatever you set out to do, everything is going to align with it. And I think that's just amazing how you're like, you know what, I'm going to see this as an opportunity to just go to this next step. You know, I'm not going to be comfortable in this, because you could have been like, oh, I could just find another job in this same field, but you're like, no, this is a sign that I need to
It was just pulling me. I just didn't know. And I was going to go forward and get my master's and just continue, progressing my education in that field. But it just pulled me. Nursing just pulled me. And God just had it that he was like, oh, you don't even have to worry about it. You're in.
You're in. And so now you're in nursing school. Let's talk about the classes you had to take. And I guess specifically, was there a breaking point throughout that process of going into nursing school, and any moment you felt like, this is probably not what I was called to do, this is really difficult? What was that breaking point, and what kind of pushed you forward to say, I'm going to keep going?
Well, I felt like nursing program was 2 years, and like there were so many days that I was like, what am I doing here? And how am I going to do this? There was so many days, because what nursing school does is it's not like regular school where you can learn and memorize and, figure out stuff. Nursing school pretty much breaks your mind to what you thought you knew, and it challenges your critical thinking, because you're going to learn everything that you need to know. You're going to learn your lab values. You're going to learn your pathophysiology. You're going to learn your disease processes and all that stuff. But when you get your questions on your test, every single answer is going to be the right answer. Your job as a critical thinker is to see which one is most important. And that's what nursing school did for me. I remember like my first week in my residency now, and I'm like, okay, this is not what the textbook said. The textbook said this, but like now I got to think on my own, like, nursing school basically was challenging to me because I'm used to like learning, reading, doing, learning and applying, reading and applying. But nursing school, you have to push yourself to think. And that was the biggest challenge for me because school kind of came naturally to me. It was kind of like second gear, but the critical thinking is what really sometimes some days broke me. Like I used to be like, why am I here? Do I want to do this? Do I have to be here? Those were the things, those were the days that I was just like, okay, I have to really sit here and apply my brain.
Yeah. And so like during those moments, how important do you think it was having people around you, like your village, to help you through it? And I mean, your village could have been your family or just people in the nursing program. Like, how important do you think that is, kind of going through that process?
So that's the question I think about all the time, especially with the fact that I applied to Kennesaw State with the intentions of going to school there for nursing. 19-year-old, 20-year-old Sarah would not have done well if I got into that nursing program. I would have not done well at all because being that it was like a traditional 4-year school and, it was a lot of people, it was a lot of that environment and that culture would not have been conducive to me doing well. Going to Chamberlain, and maybe it's just school, but that program was non-traditional. So you have people who nursing is their second career. You have people who are moms. You have people who just came from all different walks of life. And the main thing that I felt there while I was in school was collaboration and just collaboration over competition. There was never any competition. And it was so important for me to grab a group of people. And we really had to like really work with each other. Like that 2 years taught me the importance of community. It taught me the importance that like nobody is an island. Don't think you're gonna stay at home and study by yourself. Don't think you're gonna go in the library and sit at a table by yourself. Like you need to find a community because what you may lack, the other person has the ability to teach you and vice versa. So definitely school wise, community was important. And then just like mentally, like how many times did I call you and vent to you like, girl,
I know.
mother baby's killing me, this class is killing me. It was, it's important to have people in your life who are gonna, kind of put your mind at rest. And sometimes you also do need that mental break. Like you'll be thinking about school all day and then you can just talk on the phone with your friend like, hey girl, what did you watch on TV? I need a break.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's oh my gosh. You just said a mouthful right there. One thing that like stuck out to me was collaboration over competition. Yeah. Like I think as women, sometimes we have this crab in the barrel mentality. Like, I'm not gonna let you shine. I'm not gonna let you stunt on me. Like, I'm gonna just let you figure it out yourself. Like, because I had to work hard to get here, you gotta do the same thing too. And it's just like if we come together for one common goal to pass this exam or to get our degree, then all of us could get there together and we can like change the world.
And I'm telling you, like, I really would not have gotten through nursing school without these girls. Like, God, of course, but these girls, like, God put them in my life because I'm telling you, there were so many days where I'd be like, did you get these notes? Did you get this? Or do you understand this? Like, how do you? And they would just break it down. Like, teachers were great, but they would help me. Or they'd be like, all right, Sarah, like, we're going to meet up at this time. We're going to stay until this time. They helped me in ways like, they taught me better study habits. Yeah. And now we're all different. Like 2 of them are emergency room nurses. One is a peds nurse. Another one's an ICU nurse. And we all got where we were supposed to be. Like there was we're all going in our own path and there's no reason to be trying to crash into anybody or merge into anybody else's lane. We're all going to be where we're supposed to be. Wow. I've never seen anybody or I've never met anybody that I wanted to compete with. Because I feel like there's something in me that can help you and there's something in you that can help me. So we just all have to work together. Competition is just,
it's like,
lame.
It's
lame.
With yourself, like getting up. And that not only like that takes collaboration, but to me that takes a lot of humility to say, you know what? I don't know.
I don't,
I don't know this. I need help, because at the end of the day, y'all are out here trying to save lives. Like, y'all are in the battlegrounds saving people's lives. And so you cannot be prideful about that. Y'all got to come together and say, we got to get this done. We got to save this person's life by any means necessary. So I guess you talked about some of the highs and lows. Now that you went to undergraduate school, so that's one thing. You got to go to undergrad to get that degree and whatever. I feel like with nursing school, you can get a degree. Would you say that you can get a degree in anything? Do you recommend getting a degree in some science based?
So nursing school is not like it's not like med school where you have to get your first bachelor's degree or your first undergrad degree and then go back to med school. You
Okay.
go to undergrad and come out with a BSN. That's a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So you can but the thing about nursing is such a beautiful career, because once you have that registered nurse behind your name, you can literally do so many things. You can be a nurse consultant for an EMR company. You can be a consultant for lawyers. You can work in public health. You can work in tech space. You can own your own spa. You can be anything. Like, there's so many avenues with nursing. But as far as the education goes, traditionally you get your bachelor's degree. Some people, you can start off with an associate. So right now, a lot of people have, or back in the day, a lot of people had ASNs, which is just the same thing. You're still a registered nurse, you're just not bachelor's prepared, but you pretty much do the same thing. You can also be a licensed practical nurse.
Go ahead. You good?
That's my mama's back.
Yes, mama. We love you.
You can also be a licensed professional nurse, but your responsibilities and your autonomy is just a little bit lesser than a bachelor's prepared night nurse. Okay. And so, like I said, so basically, nursing school is traditional. It's not like medical school where you start with one degree and you move into medical school. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But that's good that you provided kind of a timeline of like the path. And I think it's good to know that like this degree is flexible, because some of us have one track mind of, oh, I gotta go to nursing school and then I have to be a nurse working in a physical hospital.
No.
You have this kind of way of making your degree work for you. And that's something really, really important. Like,
I have friends who actually went to, so like Georgia is one of the states where you can start off as, like I said, you can get an associate's, which is a 2 years degree. But then you can also bridge into a bachelor's program. So if you wanted to start somewhere, like, which I would 100 million trillion billion% recommend, starting off at a community college that offers like an ASN, and then bridging into a bachelor's program, because you save so much money, you save so much time, that by the time you bridge into the bachelor's program, all you're doing is taking a couple more classes. So you're still the same prepared, you're just getting that 2 more classes, those 2 more credits that say BSN versus ASN.
Okay.
And it's less credits, less times. Because I find that when you go to the big universities, they tend to make you take a lot of things that are unnecessary.
Yeah.
Very much necessary.
And I think it's just important, like, when you go to college, have some type of plan, because advisors, they're great, they kind of help you keep on track, but some of them,
they still work for the university, right?
They work for the university, they want money, and so they're going to be like, oh, take this class, it's okay. And it just takes you off of your path. You end up taking classes that are not necessary. So having a platform like this where you could tell these young people, like, hey, this is what you need to do to get.
I would always encourage people to start off at a JUCO, start off at a small school, because you're paying like $300 or $200 a credit versus $500 a credit for the same education, for the same. And also I would also recommend students, if they're trying to transfer, like if they're trying to start off small, build your GPA, look at the school that you're going to now and the school that you want to go to. look at their catalog, their academic catalog, and make sure the courses align so that when it's time for you to transfer, they don't tell you anything about coming back and taking credits at that school. Because no, you have the credits and it's the same class, it's the same material.
Yeah.
So I wish that I had that insight when I was applying to school, because I would have probably started off at a community college versus going to Kennesaw State. I love my Kennesaw State, but I would have started off smaller, saved a lot of money, built up my GPA, and then transferred. I may have been more prepared. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so great because, you know, I think a lot of us have that traditional route in mind, right? Where you have a whole bunch of loans and all kinds of, and that's just what you have to do. But the fact that there are different avenues to get to the same place is really important. And you could be financially stable. That's
Yeah.
also too.
And we don't learn that. Like high school counselors don't even teach you that. I met with my high school counselor one time, and that was when he called me to the office and said, "How do you spell your name? How would you like on your diploma?" Senior year. That was it.
That was
That
it.
was it.
So having
So
so essential, you know, to provide just a pathway, you know, to say, hey,
yeah.
how you can do it. And everybody's pathway is different. You don't have to do it exactly how I did it, but here's just a framework of how the system works and
Yeah.
make the system work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, everybody's not going to tell you. Not even that everybody's not going to tell you, but a lot of times we don't have the resources. Like my mom went to college traditionally. She didn't know the different, maybe, you know, avenues. She didn't know that starting off smaller would be cheaper on the long end. And
Right.
sometimes our family just knows that, or our culture just knows college, 4 years, that's it. But there's a lot of different ways and there's a lot of different avenues to get to where you want to go. It's just having somebody to talk to you, somebody to explain to you.
Yeah.
And I think
All right.
that's where we come in,
Yeah.
like, you know, being able to tell other people from our mistakes or things that
Mhm.
we learned on the way. So I would definitely encourage all my college grads to
This is
speak to high
so good. This is so good. Okay, so now take your exams. You're a registered nurse now. Tell us, I mean, especially with the pandemic going on, tell us what your day to day looks like being a registered nurse. Like, I guess, what facility are you in? You don't have to name the hospital, but what facility are you working in now? And what does your day to day process look like?
Okay, so I started pandemic nursing is different, okay? So I
Mhm.
work on a med surge floor. A med surge floor is basically it's not a specialized floor. We basically like imagine we're like the mall of the hospital. Like you can see anything and everything. So we see patients who may be having stomach aches and nausea vomiting, or they could be like altered mental status. They can be a psych patient. They can be here for kidney issues. We can see a variety of things.
Mhm.
So as a new grad nurse, I found that floor to be very helpful because I get to learn how to think. I get to learn how to look at patterns. I get to learn how to look at trends. I get to learn disease processes. Because like I said, you can learn things in nursing school, but it's not the same once you get on the floor.
Yeah.
My hospital, so they provided me the opportunity to do a residency,
Mhm.
which is I start off as a PCT, which is like, you know, your techs who help the nurses. They get their vitals, they change the patients, they take care of the patient's activities of living. So I got to learn that for about a month.
Mhm.
So I was learning how to actually dress a patient, change a patient, stuff like that. And that was truly a humbling experience for me because like I started the conversation, I did not want to be a nurse because I was not going to wipe nobody's butt. I just
Right.
knew that at 18 years I was not wiping butt. But I had to humble myself and see that that's what I'm coming to do.
Right.
Everybody deserves, you know, that dignity of being treated well and being upkept because right now, especially, they don't have their family. And not everybody has the privilege of having a family member to help them.
Mhm.
So I started off like that. Then I started off in my residency. I was shadowing nurses. That period was supposed to be for 3 months.
Mhm.
But as you can imagine, there were days where nurses, the hospital was overwhelmed. Not nurses, but the hospital was stretched. We didn't have beds. We didn't have staff. We didn't have a lot of things. So there were times during my early residency, new grad nurse, where they're just like, hey, I'm pulling you off your nurse. You're
Wow.
getting 2 patients. And those were the days, Shekinah, I was literally peeing my pants because the last thing I wanted to do was lose this little bitty nurse, this little bitty registration, the certification I just got. I just got my license. I do not want to lose it. I just, it would be a shock too, because I would just come in expecting to be with my preceptor, and they'd be like, oh, nope, you have 3 patients, 2 to 3 patients, you're on your own. And those were the days where I was just like, okay, I have to give myself a pep talk. Like, you got to rise to the occasion. You really do. Because some days I learned this last 3 months, I learned what imposter syndrome was.
Yeah.
I've heard it so much on social media. And I used to think it was just like a thing people kept saying. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I can't relate. Mm-hmm. Basically, imposter syndrome is when you're in a room that you are qualified to be in, but you don't feel like you deserve to be there. There was so many days, especially like, I don't know, like, I'm the kind of person, I want to know, like, as soon as I walk into something, I want to know, and I want to do it good. I want to know how to do it, and I want to do it well. You can't just do that on your first day of nursing. Right. You don't know nothing. Theory and application is so different. So there would be days when I would do something technical, like start a pump, and I would forget to unclamp the pump. Or I would forget to, little things, and I'd just be like, oh my God, like, I'm going to kill somebody. Like, I got to do this. I got to have people's lives in my hand. I did not feel like I was going to make it. I did not feel like I was qualified. And there are still days like that. Like, yeah, I just be like, yeah, how am I going to do this? Mm-hmm. But throughout the pandemic, I've learned to push myself, and I've learned to watch my words. I've learned to say that I can do it. You are capable. You have help. You're not alone. Relax. Take your time.
And I think that's just so great, because I was just about to ask you, like, what tips will you give young women who want to pursue this goal? And I think one of the key ones is watch what you say. Yeah. There's power in what comes out of your mouth, right? Like, getting up every day, you're about to go into this battlefield, saving people's lives. You can't go in there like, you know what, it's just going to be a terrible day. No, you got to go in there like, you know what, we're going to do what we got to do. Like you said, I'm going to rise to the occasion. If I got to ask for help, I'll do that. But we're going to save some lives today, and we're going to change the world.
And, you know, there are days where and I'm not going to lie, like, there's days where I'm like, this is what I went back to school for, because, like, you know, some days I'll have psych patients who want to fight me. Some days I'll have patients who have diarrhea blowouts, and some days I'll have patients who have the nastiest wounds, and I'm like, I went back to school for this. And I have to really say to myself, like, Sarah, there are so many times where you literally was supposed to fail that class. You were not supposed to make it past your exit exam. You were not supposed to pass your end class, and God made you pass it. So watch the words and be grateful. I have to tell myself, like, every day, like, girl, be grateful. You're here, because you almost lost a $50,000 degree off of one class. So watch your words. You're supposed to be here. You deserve
to be there. That's Sarah, you're amazing. Like,
you're amazing. Stop.
You're amazing. Okay, so, like, you know, we're about to wrap up soon, and I want everybody, if you have any questions for Sarah, please feel free to comment in this chat and on the Facebook Live. You know, any questions that you have for her, please feel free to ask. But, you know, I have a whole bunch of questions that I could continue to ask you. And so as those questions are coming in, I want to know, is there someone in particular that you mirror yourself after to achieve your goals?
In this field,
whether it's in this field, and I already know, as your friend, I know you have big plans that go
Mhm.
beyond working in the hospital, and you can talk about that too. But you know, if there's someone that you kind of mirror yourself after to achieve your goals, if not, that's fine. And then what are your future plans?
Mm. Um, like I said, like God just be working. It really is God. So when we moved to Georgia, we moved to a brand new neighborhood. And there was this couple that moved next door to us, and they were an African couple. And the woman, she was a nurse, and my family got super close with her. We got so close with her. So she, I got to know that she was a nurse, but one year I had went to this conference and I learned about public health, which is where my interest in public health came from. And I came back and I told her, and I was like, yeah, I like this public health thing. I think it's really interesting. She was like, Sarah, I got a degree in public health. Like I got a dual degree from Columbia in public health and nursing. I was like, I just thought you were a nurse. I didn't know what that was. And literally, Shekinah, like, if I could have sat lived in her house, I would have. If I could have moved into her house, because her career, like, literally coming from Africa, coming to America, starting school, going to Columbia, getting her dual degree in public health, and nursing at the same time, then coming and working in CDC, then going to work in a hospital in Atlanta, then going back to school, get her master's, then getting her PhD in public health. Literally, that was everything that I ever wanted. Wow. And so to have that person and that access literally like right next door to me, I mean, like I said, God be working. Yeah. That's why he be working. And like I talk to her as often as I can. I ask her advice. I tell her my struggles. She says, she gives me like, once you're done with school, look into this, look into this. If you say you like this, look into this, look into this. Like, she's
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. She's it. She is it. Like, when you asked that question, I was like, it's her. She is it. It is her.
Yeah. So that sounds awesome. And we have 2 questions. The first one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Respectfully, I don't think I'll be bedside nursing in 5 years. I would like to be eventually in this tech space again, because I really did enjoy that, preferably as a consultant, getting paid for my expertise in nursing, working with different companies who make software, health-related software, and then maybe working with different policy groups to write different policies, health-related policies.
Yeah, that's so necessary.
Yeah, it's very necessary. So those are my 2, I would say in 5 years, those are 2, I think, feasible goals, hopefully.
And you'll get there. I have no doubt. No doubt. Next question for your mommy. She says, Sarah, what do you advise a young lady who is not sure which direction she wants to go in? What question do you ask? That's a good question.
I would advise to pray on it. That is my God. I will tell you, on the days that I'll be like, I don't know, God, lead me. He is very clear on what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to be. So I would say, pray about it. Pray on it, meditate on it, sit on it. Don't rush into anything. Take your time. Don't rush into anything, because you'll always end up where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think don't rush is just key, especially with our generation. We're so like, it's kind of like a microwave. We're like, we want things to just happen now.
Yeah. We see other people's things and we're like, why aren't we there yet? But it's really about the journey. It's about really about the journey.
It's about enduring the process, right?
What Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon continues.
It continues.
The marathon continues.
It's always happening.
Yeah.
And you gotta just be kind to yourself,
Yeah.
but pace yourself, because
Yeah.
it's not going to happen in a day, and great things
No.
happen in a day.
Yeah.
So like
That
even becoming a nurse, it didn't happen in a day, but you took it day by day.
hmm. Day by day, minute by minute, second by second. Nothing is, but also enjoy your journey. Like, I remember reading a book, and like, it basically said, like, if you are in a job that is not even related to what you want to be in, learn in that job, learn in that season, and use it. Because I've had a lot of jobs, and it wasn't nursing, but I've learned so much from those jobs, and I've been able to apply them to my job now. My thinking skills, how I maneuver, how I talk to people, how I look things up. Like, I've been able to learn from every season that I've been in, and I'm able to apply it to the season that I'm in now. So, like they say, you really got to serve your season. Be patient and serve your season, really and truly.
Can we get a snap on serving your season? Yes, I love it. So we're gonna close out soon, but I just want to ask you one question, and
Well,
could
I'm
be
scared.
don't
Well,
be
I'm scared.
you're doing great. Like, girl, you're good. What is something that you wish someone told you before embarking on this process to becoming a nurse?
um, I wish I would have known the ugly side. I wish I wish we would be honest with things. I I will never ever glamorize anything to anybody. I will always tell people the honest truth. I wish that I would have been told that it's going to be hard. I wish I would have been told that, like, you're going to see things that it's going to be hard. I wish I would have been told that you're going to be challenged mentally every day.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been told that, having mm, I just wish that we would be more honest as a society about things that happen, because I think everybody's field has some type of influencer, social media influencer, whether it be a nurse influencer, a science influencer, a gym influencer, and they only show you the good things. But I wish that I would have known about the bad days. And I'm not talking about pandemic days. I'm talking about the days where you just are stuck in one room. I'm talking about the days where, like, fires are going off, like, and you have to put out little fires everywhere. I wish that I would have been taught how to multitask, things like that. It's little things, but you don't know it till you get into it.
Yeah.
And patience. That you have to have patience. I wish we would tell people that it's okay not to rush. Don't feel the need to be perfect. Stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's really powerful, I know this platform, it seems like it's only for young women, but I had someone kind of call me the other day, my aunt, and she was like, this is not only for young people, this is for people of all
Yeah,
ages.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, pick up that dream. You know what I'm saying? It's not too late for you to go back to school. If you want to be a nurse, go back
and like
do.
I said, like, my experience with the people that I've worked with, a lot of people, nursing is their second career. I have a coworker, he is from Morocco. He was a lawyer in Morocco. I have another coworker. She graduated nursing school at 56 after her kids had graduated from college.
Wow.
I mean, it's never too late. And I would like to, if I could just be a little piece of example that you will always end up where you're supposed to be. Yeah. It's never too late to do what you want to do. And as long as you are willing to work at it, God will reward you with the desires of your heart.
Yes, he will. He will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was just an awesome talk. I think we need to have you back again.
When are we going to interview you, Dr.
It's
Phillips?
something.
When are we going to interview
It's
you?
not about me. It's about you
What if,
tonight.
what if
It's
there's a girl that wants to be a neuroscientist?
yes, girl,
What
you
if
can be a
these
neuroscientist.
girls to see that too?
And they will. I'm gonna share. I'm
Can
gonna
I interview you when it's your time?
yeah, you can. Let's do it. Next time you're on, we'll flip it.
Now, next time your face is on the poster.
Okay, that's a deal. We could do that. I know I'm comfortable with you interviewing me because we talk, we have our talks. So it is what it is. But where can people find you, follow you on Instagram, Facebook? Where can the people look out for you and feel free to ask you any questions?
You guys can ask me any questions on Facebook. I'm sure I'll be tagged in this post.
Yes, I'll tag you in it.
In Facebook.
All right, Facebook.
In Facebook. And LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn. Yes,
And
we keep it professional. Yes.
update your LinkedIn. That's another tip. Update your LinkedIn because recruiters are always looking for you on LinkedIn. Okay. Ever
Yes.
since I put registered nurse in the bio, the
No,
DMs have been popping. The
LinkedIn is
DMs have
really
been popping.
LinkedIn is a really good resource. I
It's
feel
a
like
great resource.
they didn't really push that when we were in school. I don't know if they're doing that now, but LinkedIn is a great resource for you to just meet people from all over and get jobs
Yeah.
and
Yeah. They tell you about it in college, like make a profile, but they don't tell you how to work a profile. And
right.
once you work in that profile and putting these keywords in, I'm telling you,
Money
the
just
DMs, it goes down in the DMs. It goes down.
yes, but Sarah, I love you. I
I
want to
love you.
thank you for just saying yes. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
saying yes, not to only to this platform, but to saying yes to your purpose, to saying yes to helping people. I mean, I think being a nurse, you have to have just humble qualities. You have to be kind, you have to be caring, you have to be selfless, and you are all those things and more. So we want to thank you. Who, me? That's you. We want to we want to thank you. I want to thank you for just saying yes because your yes is saving lives. And you just
Stop.
this tonight is saving a life right now. You telling your story is saving a life right now. It's changing the trajectory of someone else's life to say, you know what, girl,
You can do it. You can do it.
you could be better than us.
And you can be better than me, 10 times better than me, because I'm not nobody yet.
You are
If
somebody.
I can do it, you can do it. For sure.
For sure, for sure. So we want to thank y'all for joining us again. Please feel free to share this live. I'm going to be posting.
Yes.
We're going to continue. We have some awesome people coming up next. We have Dr. Lorraine Tweeter. She's going to be our next person next month, and I'm so excited to interview her and excited about this journey and what unfolds.
I'm
And
so proud of you in this platform, Shekinah. No, you're really getting ready to change lives, and you're exposing so many people, not just girls, but people into what they can be.
Yeah.
And you're allowing them to see it.
Yeah. And that's all we can do is just provide a place where people can get information.
Yeah. You're awesome. You're a resource, sis. You're a well. You're a well.
A well that never runs dry.
It never runs dry.
It never runs dry.
Your well runs deep within you, sis.
Deep wells. Anyways, we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Share, 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 promote, promote, promote. We'll see y'all again. Same time, same place. Thank you, Sarah. We love you.
And I love you.
Have an awesome night. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.